Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. I wanted to talk to you about a very, very important aspect, a hack, if you will, regarding the intent to file. The intent to file is a great document that you can submit to preserve your effective date and warrant larger amounts of back pay as you go through the program or go through the process, filing your VA claim. So there is a special hidden benefit or hack with regard to the intent to file. I wanted to jump into it with you, share it with you so you understand in the event that you are ever going to file a claim, you'd want to file your intent to file, and this is important for you to know. If you're going to file another claim, if you're going to file an increase or a claim for secondaries, or you're sharing information with a friend, right? So please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. The two asks: hit the thumbs up, let the video run. That's the two asks. And the next is, look, if you really want to support the channel in additional ways, you can do that by becoming a member. Thank you so much to all of you members. I really, really do appreciate you. You can go to the homepage. You'll see highlighted members and a join button. Thank you so much. All right, so let's jump into this. First, the intent to file is a super easy form that you can complete. You can complete it yourself. You can go online and start a claim on the VA's website. Simply starting the claim process will initiate an intent to file. You can work with an accredited rep. They can file an intent to file for you. You can call the VA directly and let them know, I'm veteran so-and-so and I'd like to put in an intent to file. Now, I'm a big fan of inspecting what you expect. I expect now that I have an intent to file in place. So I would wait a few days and then I would contact the VA again and ask, hey, I just want to make sure that my intent to file is in place, because that would sure suck if it wasn't. And the VA is not known for being 100% perfect all of the time, as we all know. So check in and make sure that it's there. All right, so now that you have your intent to file in place, you now have a 12-month time frame to actually submit a claim. And again, for whatever that claim is for, right? It could be an initial claim, it could be a claim for increases, a claim for secondaries, it could be, an initial claim for a new condition. Maybe you've already gotten other things service connected, but you remembered, oh, I forgot, I never filed for this, and I'm going to file for that. So whatever it is, you now have 12 months to figure it out. In some cases, life happens, right? 12 months turns into 2 months left, right? You just ordered your records from the National Archives. You did not have copies of your service treatment records. You're waiting on those to show up, and life is moving by, and next thing you know, you are on the ropes. You might have, for example, you pick something, right? So let's say that we have 5 conditions that you're filing for, and you only have all of the evidence that you need, which is proof of your time in service, your diagnosis for the condition that's chronic in nature, has some sort of residual effects, kind of the severity of that. Maybe you needed to get a Nexus Letter, maybe you got a DBQ. You had to prove the nexus, the link between the condition and your time in service, and so you were working on that. Maybe you're waiting now on stuff from National Archives with your service treatment records to try to tie the dots together or connect the dot, whatever. So life happens, and let's say that you have all of the evidence for one condition, or even 2. You got all the evidence for 2 conditions. The other 3 conditions, though, you're still waiting. You're still trying to piece together the pie so that way you can submit your fully developed claim and go along your way. Now let's say you have 2 weeks left until your intent to file expires. This is where the hack comes in. Now you're at this point of, I need to do something. So what do? Do you file for the 2 claims? Do you just forget about it altogether and just let the intent to file expire? Or do you file everything regardless? You file everything regardless. You file for all 5 conditions. You write down each one of the 5 conditions that you're filing for, and you provide all the evidence that you have for anything, right? You give them all your evidence and submit your claim. Now, if you did not have all the evidence they needed for those other three conditions, they're going to deny you service connection, and that's okay. Because what we're doing here is we are forcing the VA to make a decision in which then we can push to the next level, if you will. So, VA denies you for those three. They approve the other two. Great. Now you're starting to get some money coming in. That's awesome. Now you continue. Let's say that took 6 months, by the way. So 6 months has went by to get that approval and denial from the VA. So they denied the three conditions. That took 6 months. But that 6 months gave you 6 more months to get everything you need. Let's pretend for a second that you did get everything you needed within that 6 month period, and now you're just waiting for the decision from the VA, right? VA's denied those three. Now you can package up all that additional evidence that you got and refile now with a supplemental claim, essentially saving your effective date with that original intent to file. So what now it looks like is you had a 12-month intent to file, you had a 6 month period of the VA deciding the claim. Boom, that got the three denials, of which then you submitted a supplemental claim right away with all the evidence that they needed. And now, let's just say that it took the VA another 6 months. Well, now that's 2 years, 24 months of back pay that you're going to get for those other conditions that they add in there. So that is a very important tool. Now, let's just say that you still didn't have everything you needed by the time that the VA came around and said, look, we approved the two, we denied the three, and it took them 6 months to tell you that, but you still did not receive everything you needed. You have 1 year, 12 months, you have 12 months to continue to work on getting all that evidence and submit the claim. So you have plenty of time. I mean, altogether in that example, 12-month intent to file, 6 month processing time for the denials, and then you have another 12 months in order to file that supplemental claim. So really you have effectively 2.5 years to develop your claim and get all the information you need. Now, I get it, sometimes stuff at National Archives takes a while. There was a big backlog. Congress kind of stepped in. It really has been a disaster for several years now. But they supposedly had cleaned it up, and it doesn't take as long to get your records, maybe a 4-month period or so. If you're having issues, you can reach out to your congressional office, let them know that you've ordered your records and you're waiting and you haven't received anything yet, and they can do an inquiry and maybe they can help kind of get that to speed up a little bit for you. And I mention it because you need to prove your nexus, right? So the nexus, the link between your condition and your time in service, is the most commonly, I guess, the most common cause of a denial, right? Is we don't supply the evidence needed to prove that our condition either manifested during service or as a result of service. So that is something you'd want to work on. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.